Hey everyone, thanks for coming back and watching. I figured I'd come on today. I'm on my lunch hour trying to do a bunch of stuff, but I wanted to come on and just kind of show you what I'm working on. Well, what I can show you. There's a couple things I can't show you because they're gifts, but there are a few things that I'm still kind of working on, as well as some yarn that I've received. Some with some stories and some just because I want them. But I just want to say thank everyone for coming back. I definitely appreciate everyone watching. As you know, I've said it numerous times, I really just do this for fun. It's not meant to be a job. It's not meant to, earn an income. It's literally something that I can do in my spare time because I have a love for yarn and I love talking about my knitting and my crochet. And, there's not a lot of people around in my life other than my sister and my best friend Donna who really appreciate knitting and crocheting. I know Rob's daughter Jaden is getting into it. She understands the amount of work that goes involved and also the addiction that follows. So she also is very intuitive when it comes to this as well. So, but yeah, with that being said, I think I'll just kind of hop into my whips, because I think I've already showed my finished object in a little short video, my Zweig sweater. So if you want to look at that, it's one of the last ones that I posted. But yeah, so I will show you currently what I'm working on. Now, I don't do commission. I'm a process knitter and crocheter, so I like the process of doing it. I don't typically knit for anybody or crochet for anybody, because if you know me, I really dislike timelines. And my biggest thing is I get bored and I move on. So a few of you will remember in the summer, I was commissioned to make these two beautiful sun seeker tops, I believe what they are. I was able to get one done in black and get that out and to the person by the end of the summer. But then I kind of let it fall off. And then when I picked it up, I realized that I was doing the wrong size. So I had to rip it out, and then I made an error and had to rip it out again. So this is now my third attempt at this, and I've now gotten, at least one part of the front done, and I have about, 20 more rows of the double crochet on the bottom to get going. And then I have another panel to make, and then I just have to sew it, join it, and do the sleeves. But it's getting there. Christine, if you're watching, yep, I know I have to get it to you. It's just, I've kind of, the thing with crochet and me is it bothers my hand a little bit. So if I do too much crochet all at once, I get pain in my one wrist, and that makes it not enjoyable for me. So I also have to stop and put it away for a bit and, pick up the knitting, which is less on the one wrist. And working with tiny mercerized cotton, because it is a hard yarn to begin with and such a small hook, it can actually cause quite a bit of pain. So, and I did make probably about 6 of those shirts all at one time, back to back to back to back. So my poor wrist is kind of had it, but I do pick it up. I do a couple rows, and my hope is that I will have it finished hopefully within the next 2 weeks. At least that's my plan, but we'll see. I'm trying to get there. I have another whip. I do not know the name of this. I can't remember. I think it's a Stylecraft pattern from Wool Warehouse, but I can't remember. And now I'm at the seaming stage, so honestly I don't even have it anymore. But the yarn I'm using, let me stand up so you can see it. Hopefully you can see it okay. Yeah, so it's going to be a turtleneck style. All right, in this beautiful black. I have all the pieces done. This part's actually seamed for the collar, and then I just got to put the arms on. But yeah, that's kind of what I have so far. It's in a bulky weight yarn. It's actually in Berelco Catena, Catena, and it's mostly merino wool, and it has some nylon in it, and it's, as you can see, it's kind of variegated. It stripes it. This is one of the sleeves, right? It's super, super soft. I love the way that it marled. I wouldn't be able to color control this. It would have been really difficult because it's a very gradient yarn, but it's absolutely beautiful. I remember getting this on sale. Sorry, my chair is squeaking. On sale from, I want to say that stuff was from Aberdeen's. Back when they were getting rid of it, I think I paid $60 for 10 balls. It was such a cheap price, and I have a couple other like that. It's a chainette construction. It's actually, you use a very big needle. You actually knit that on a size 8mm needle to get a gauge of 15 stitches to 4 inches, which typically for bulky weight for knitting, you use a size 6 or a 6.5. So because, you know, the chainette was meant to be a loose fabric, that's how they were able to get that. However, I would probably knit that on a smaller needle next time and get a much smaller gauge, and probably work it more up to hopefully a worsted weight, and that would give a nice structured fabric to wear, but still beautiful. I'll still wear it. It's a nice cozy sweater. Just have to sew up the sleeves and the sides and it'll be done. Just give it a quick block and be done. Yeah, I got one more. This one here, you all would have seen it in my haul from Rhinebeck. This is the sweater that I bought in the Nightshades yarn from Harris. I want to say Harrisville Designs. Yeah, Harrisville yarn. Yeah, Harrisville Designs Nightshades. And this is in the comb. This is the beautiful black cropped sweater. The yarn that I chose actually has some turquoise in it. It's probably not going to be able to see it. Oh, you might be able to. Yeah, in the light, you see how it's got like those little turquoise blue. Yeah, somewhat. So that's why I bought this, but it's beautiful. Where I am right now is I'm still doing increases. It's got some short rows in the back. Let me just find it. I think this is it here. So this is the first raglan, first sleeve. Okay. So this is kind of where I'm at. You can't really see too much. But I've done the short rows for the back. So the back is actually going to be a little bit taller than the front. I'm almost ready to split for the sleeves. I've got probably another 4 increase rows left to do. There are mistakes in this. I'm not going to rip it out. I think there's a mistake in the pattern. At the back of the neckline, you can probably see, oh yeah, you can see the line. But once I wear that, you're not going to see it. I went back and I did that 3 times, and every time it turned out like that. So I'm assuming that there's a problem with the pattern, but by the time I took it out the last time, I didn't want to deal with it. So I was like, forget it. It's done. It is what it is. Nobody's going to notice it but myself. And then the other error that I made myself, and it's totally my error, is I got off on my, yeah, you can't see it. But anyway, I'm 1 stitch off when I had to do an increase. Again, you can't really see it because of the type of pattern it is. It's a knit 2, purl 2, and then you knit every other round. Not worried about it. It's black. Ain't nobody gonna see it. But I wanted to use this yarn up because it was so, not only is it super expensive, you know, I wanted to make a sweater from Rhinebeck, and it's super soft. I believe it's like American wool. I don't have the tag anymore, but yeah, that's kind of where I am with that one. So, you know, it works up pretty quick. It's a little bit slower because you have to constantly knit 2, purl 2, but the knit rounds are pretty quick. Once I get done with the increasing, I'll be able to split for the sleeves, and then it'll go pretty quick from there. Yeah, so that's exciting. But those are the only 2 that I have going right now from sweaters. Like I said, I do have one other thing going, but I can't really show it because it is a gift for somebody. So once that's done, I'll be able to show that post Christmas. When it is done, I will show a video of it, but I won't post it until after Christmas because I don't know if the person who's going to receive it watches this. I can't remember. I don't know. I posted on my Facebook, so whoever clicks on it on the Facebook, I guess they watch it. I don't know, but we'll see. So now I'm just going to get into acquisitions. Now, a lot of these, this is gonna, well, it's not really, it's not a lot. I don't think it's a lot, but some people will think it's a lot. There are two things here that got lost. So since moving into this new apartment building, there have been 2 orders that have just not showed up. Or one showed up and they said it was in my locker and they didn't leave me a key, but it wasn't in the locker. So my guess is they gave it to somebody else and that person opened it up and kept it. And the other, it was stuck in a post office somewhere in Mississauga, Ontario. Nobody knows. So yeah, I never had any missing packages at the other apartment at all. Everything came to me. There was never an issue. I've never received a lost package in my life, but again, there's always a first. Always a first. So I'm going to get to the first one. This one, the original package was from Arcane Fiberworks, and it was for their yarn Snowy Peaks. I ordered 3 skeins of it, and it said it was delivered, but it wasn't delivered. So I had to open up a claim, and then I got in touch with Tyler from Arcane Fiberworks, and he was great. He sent it out like the day I told him that Canada Post said he had to open a claim. He had it already in the mail shipped out to me, and I've got it. So I'm really excited. But this is what it looks like. It looks, I thought it looked a little bit different in the picture. I literally thought these were just white and black, white with black speckles. But if you look, where's a good one? They actually have multicolors. So they have orange and they have like this teal. It looks like they might have some purple. But yeah, I'll have to go back on the website and look at what the picture was. But this is for Snowy Peaks. It is a fingering weight yarn. It's 80% merino, 20% nylon, 435 yards. It's 100 grams. Yeah. So isn't that pretty? So I got 3 of these. I'm super excited that they came. What I'm going to make with them, I don't know. This is my dilemma with everything. I don't know. So there's those 3. And then the other story that happened was, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love Arkansas Yarn Co. I love the way Lori dyes. I think she has beautiful work. And her daughter and Anna from the store have actually started dyeing their own line under Arkansas Yarn Co., which is called the Darker Side of Pretty. So I've gotten a few things from that line and I love them. And then I ordered the beginning of September their Smoke on the Water because it's this beautiful purple. It's beautiful. And I was going to use that color with some others for my Stephen West make-along, which never happened. Not because of the yarn, but because I just didn't like the shawl. But it never showed. And it said it was, you know, at the post office in Mississauga forever. So finally I reached out to Lori and I was like, you know, how do we address this? What do we do? You know, I was actually just gonna call it a day and be like, okay, it's lost, right? Let me, you know, hopefully I can reorder it. Well, I couldn't reorder it at the time because it was sold out, because once you see it, you'll know why. So I reached out and, you know, they opened a claim, they figured out what the issue was, and it has to do with, you know, Canada and the US are 2 different systems, right? You know, what happens in the US, they scan a barcode, doesn't happen in Canada unless you purchase different shipping. So, you know, they now will offer different shipping on their website, which is great, because my biggest fear was they were going to say, well, we're not going to ship to Canada anymore. And then Heather would have had a nervous breakdown because Heather loves their stuff. So that was all fixed. But anyway, they were so sweet. They actually re-dyed the yarn for me. You know, I called Lori and Jessa, you know, one day, and I think they were super shocked to hear that I had called them. And sweetest ladies in the world, hands down, amazing. But they re-dyed it for me and they let me repurchase it, and I got something else with it at the same time. But it's funny because when it arrived, I didn't notice one thing. Lori had to tell me because I was just so excited that I got the yarn. I didn't look at the label because I knew what it was, right? But anyway, I'll show you the yarn and then I'll show you the label. So this is the yarn. They've got their own labels now, which is amazing. But this is the color called Smoke on the Water. It's this beautiful gray, purple beautifulness. And there's their lovely logo, darker side of pretty. And this is their signature plush line, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards. Hand wash, live flat dry. But she wanted to raise to my attention because Anna wanted to make me smile. So I thought this was so cute when I read it. But it says, please find my way to Heather, aka Smoke on the Water. Isn't that the sweetest thing? Who does that? Like, who does that? That's amazing. So Lori, Jessa, Anna, if you're watching, it made itself to me and I love it. I got to find something to make with it. It's going to be a sweater, that I know. I've just got to find the right color work sweater to use this with. This will be the base color, but I need something to do on the top. I was also thinking this might be a good elephant promenade sweater. But this is the base color, and then have like a black or a charcoal gray for the elephants parading along the top. I don't know yet, but I can't wait. I can't believe it came. Finally it came. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you guys did for me. That was amazing. But along with that, because I like to give them my business, I got some other yarn here from Savvy Skeins. Never dealt with these guys before because, again, it's hard to get here in Canada. It says cleverly dyed yarn. It's this beautiful brown, gray, beautiful color. And it's called Boots and Spurs. So I've got 3 of these. Beautiful colors. And this is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 420 yards fingering weight. Isn't that pretty? Again, no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it was super pretty and a brand that I've never dealt with before. So it'll be exciting. It'll be exciting. All right. Now the last thing I have, this is actually from, so in the US, there's a company called Hypnotic Yarns, and they have a Yarnable box. So it's like a subscription box that you can get. I find the subscription box is a little too expensive for me for a 1-month subscription, and I don't really need the extra stuff that comes with that box. But I remember seeing this yarn and a few other yarns that she's had that I've fallen in love with, and I love the yarn, but I want that yarn. But I can't get it on their website. So anyway, I signed up to her newsletter, and she had a shop update, and she had this yarn only, or boxes that you could buy. And I was so excited when I saw it. I ordered it right away. I got 3 of them, and it's called Laugh S'more, Worry Less. It's plush sock, 85 superwash merino, 15% nylon. It's so soft, 437 yards. And as soon as you see the color, you'll be like, yeah, that's why Heather bought it. We know. Again, isn't that pretty? It's like these beige, pinks, browns, like looks like some gray. There's some orange in there. But look at this one. Which one? This one. Look at that. That's like a dark chocolate, like a s'more. I don't know what the pink is, but I don't care. It's beautiful. I'm assuming maybe the pink has to do with her picture, because if you look closely, that little s'more down there has pink cheeks, beige, and it has some of the orange. I'm assuming like the orange is like maybe some of the burnt stuff. I'm not certain, but isn't that beautiful? So this came today, and Oh, it's so soft. It's so pretty. I'm trying to get it where you guys can see it better. But if you watch a bunch of the podcasters in the US that get these boxes, I saw this and I wanted it immediately, like immediately. And there's one other color I can't remember that they came out with too that I wanted, but I can't afford it. I'm getting the Sock Society box now from Arkansas Yarn Co. So I can't. I just can't. But with the Hypnotic Yarns purchase, they sent this here. It says, thank you for being a sweet customer. And it looks like it's toffee. So if you open it, oh, it's Toffee Town. I absolutely love Toffee Town toffee. This stuff is not easily available here in Canada. There are some shops that have it, but these are like super expensive. These are like, I don't know, I think we have a place at the Oshawa Center here. They're like 55 cents for one of these. And it goes by weight, if I'm not mistaken. And in some of the stores, it gets expensive. When we went to Tobermory in the summertime, like, I don't know, 20 pieces of this was like $8. I couldn't believe it. So those will be mine. I ain't sharing these with nobody. I think that's a cute little touch. And it did come sealed, but I opened it. Isn't that amazing? Love it. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. It's not a full podcast. It's not a short podcast. It's kind of in the middle. So if you want to hang around for 20 minutes, that's great. If you don't, I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who has joined me. I've received some new subscribers. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And again, if you're watching this, if you feel so inclined to, like, subscribe, do what you need to do. Like I said, no pressure. Do it for fun. Have yourselves a great day and take care. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.